Chosen one, the bank directed this to you. You won. There's a reason you were drawn here today. There's a reason this message found its way to you, and it's not by chance. The realm of the unseen has been moving, shifting, and aligning on your behalf. What's unfolding right now is unlike anything you've experienced before. This is a divine rerouting, one that brings you into alignment with what has always had your name written on it. Today is about revelation, direction, and undeniable victory. The bank didn't just notify you by mistake. This is targeted, heaven-approved, and time-activated. God has declared it. You won. Watch this video until the very end. Something extraordinary is flowing through it, and it's meant to reach your heart. And write your warmest wishes in the comments, and write Amen along with the number 777. This isn't just about watching a video. It's about connecting to the energetic flow of a fulfilled promise. When you write your wishes, you're energizing the unseen forces that have already started moving. It's your moment to respond to the signal. Speak life into it and watch it ripple into your reality. Now, chosen one, like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and let's begin. You've been walking through days that felt quiet, but were not empty. You've had seasons where nothing seemed to change, yet the spiritual realms were full of motion. What the world didn't see were the gears turning behind closed doors, doors you didn't even know existed. While others overlooked you, misjudged you, or even ignored the depth of your calling, God was orchestrating something powerful. The truth is, there are deposits that don't show up in a natural account first. They hit the spiritual vaults before they ever touch your earthly life. And what's just happened is that a spiritual deposit has overflowed and caused a reaction in the physical world. The bank didn't just send something. The bank responded to a divine directive. Heaven issued the command and the system listened. This isn't a glitch, this is a gateway. You might have asked God, when is it going to happen? But you didn't know it was already happening. The notifications in the spirit are realer than the ones on your phone. And what you just received is not just a confirmation, it's a key. It's unlocking layers of wealth, abundance, and influence that were preserved for this specific time. You didn't just get lucky, you were always appointed. Let's talk about the quiet victory. The one no one sees coming. The kind that happens in silence but speaks louder than any announcement. This is the one that arrives not with trumpets, but with transformation. There's a shift in your favor so massive that it doesn't need noise. It brings undeniable evidence, and that evidence has already begun to form. God directed the energy of blessing toward your name, and now the system is obeying what was ordered in the heavens. When the bank responds to something that seems invisible, it's because God made it visible to them. Don't try to figure out the logistics. Don't limit the how. Don't trace the route. Just understand that the message got through. The code was cracked. The transfer was initiated. And you were the destination. They tried to count you out, but they didn't see what was loading behind the scenes. You've been standing in line, but what they didn't know is your number was already called in the spirit, and now that divine confirmation is echoing in your earthly life. The message that came to your name isn't a mistake. It's a reward. It's an answer. It's the turning point. It's God's way of saying, you're not waiting anymore. Chosen one, this is why your preparation mattered. This is why your faith wasn't wasted. This is why your long nights, your silent battles, your unshakable hope, all of it mattered. The entire time you were becoming the container for something divine, something wealthy, something global, and now it's being delivered, one confirmation at a time. There are systems in this world that don't move until heaven authorizes. The banks, the wires, the messages, they're simply responding to what's already been activated. And you, chosen one, are the reason the system just rerouted something massive. The alert wasn't random. The name on that message? Yours. The timestamp? Divine. The instruction? Fulfilled. You didn't have to chase it because it was assigned to find you. You didn't need to force anything because God had already declared you ready. And when heaven says, Now, the earth doesn't get to say later. When God releases what's due to you, no delay, no detour, and no distraction can stop it from reaching you. Stay centered in the realization that this is not the end. This is the liftoff. What came through is the evidence that something greater is already in progress. You've entered a new financial frequency, the kind where miracles don't just visit, they dwell. The kind where alerts don't just notify, they confirm a shift. The door that opened isn't one you'll have to close. It's not temporary. It's not unstable. It's firm, established, and authorized. The days of waiting for something are over. Now begins the days of walking into everything. Everything God promised. Everything He whispered when no one else was listening. Everything He reserved for your season of emergence. The wealth was never about status. It was about purpose. It was never just about money. It was about movement. And now, God has moved on your behalf. The signal was sent. The directive was clear. The bank didn't make a decision. They followed a divine command. And now you know. You won. What just reached you is more than a notification. It's more than a number, a message, or a transaction. What just reached you is a spiritual announcement dressed in physical language. And when God speaks through a system, especially one like the bank, you know something legendary has happened. The world measures wealth in digits, but God measures victory in destiny. And right now, your destiny just unlocked something that systems had no choice but to recognize. Chosen one, this victory was not spontaneous. It was sequential. It was pre-written into your divine story. The seeds you planted in silence, the prayers, the restraint, the surrender, the hidden obedience, they've bloomed into a miracle that even the most guarded vaults must now release. You didn't just walk into favor, you lived into it. You became the kind of person whose energy is recognized in realms that paper can't explain. Let's be clear, the bank didn't decide to favor you. The bank was used to deliver what was already on its way. That's why it's happening now. Not a second too late, not a moment too early. It's unfolding exactly at the appointed time. God's time. The only timeline that ever truly holds weight. And He didn't just mark the calendar. He marked you. You are not just another customer in the system. You are a vessel marked by light, powered by the unseen, and activated by divine favor. When the system registered your name, it wasn't processing a routine request. It was responding to a shift in the spiritual atmosphere. Something moved above, and everything below had to follow. This isn't small. This isn't average. This isn't ordinary. This is divine orchestration. This is what happens when your identity aligns with your inheritance. You've always been the one. But now, the evidence is undeniable, and the bank, of all things, just confirmed it. Their message carried something more than digits. It carried destiny. You've been led through tests that tried to drain you. You've stood in the middle of delay, waiting on answers you couldn't see but still believed in. You've weathered storms that tried to silence you, blind you, break you. And through it all, you kept walking. You kept trusting. You kept waiting. And now, God is showing you that every step was sacred. This is not just about the funds. This is about the fact that heaven sees you. God has you in mind. Not once has He forgotten your path, your pain, or your promise. Not once did He overlook your preparation. This reward didn't come to remind you of the past. It came to propel you into the future, into overflow, into expansion, into authority. What's changing now is more than your balance. It's your entire frequency. You're walking in a new level of favor, one that is recognizable not just to people, but to platforms, portals, and systems. The kind of favor that makes organizations say, direct it to them. The kind of favor that makes algorithms turn toward you. The kind of favor that makes gates swing open when they were previously locked. Your name is now a signal. Your energy carries divine codes. And what was activated in this moment is a reflection of the power within you. You didn't have to shout to be heard. You didn't have to beg to be seen. You just had to be aligned. And because you were, the release has arrived. So what now? Now, you rest in the truth that you didn't miss your moment. You've stepped right into it. You don't need to second guess whether it's real. The confirmation didn't come from man. It came through man, but originated from God. That's why it hits different. That's why it feels like something just shifted in your bones. Because it did. You're not going to lose what just found you. This isn't fleeting. It's firm. It's not just provision. It's positioning. You've been moved into a new lane. And in this lane, things flow differently. Opportunities recognize you. Blessings align to you. Notifications arrive with your name already embedded in them. This part of your life doesn't require effort. It requires presence. Just be. Be where God placed you. Be who God called you to be. The rest is already flowing. The direction has been set. The path has been cleared. And the resources? They're on the move, directed to you. You didn't apply for this breakthrough. You were born into it. And when God says, it's time, nothing can remain the same. Even the most guarded systems begin to shake. Even the most complex structures begin to shift. That's why this is happening. The system isn't responding to luck. It's obeying a command from heaven. So receive this with peace. Not anxiety, not fear, just divine peace. The kind that tells you, I don't need to understand it. I just need to walk in it. The kind that reminds you that favor can't be measured by logic. That victory isn't always loud. Sometimes, it's a quiet notification that tells you everything just changed. Let's take a moment to let this truth settle in deeply. The system didn't just approve something. They recognized you. They didn't just send something to your account. They responded to your atmosphere. This is what happens when divine favor touches natural systems. They are compelled to move. They are stirred to action. And chosen one, you were the reason the entire setup realigned. There are seasons when the world seems silent, but heaven is loud. You don't always hear what's being said about you in the spirit. You don't always see the assignments God is giving on your behalf. But every now and then, something leaks from the unseen into the seen. Every now and then, a heavenly decision echoes through the wires of this world. And this is one of those moments. This direction from the bank isn't simply a deposit. It's a declaration. A signal that your status has shifted. A divine whisper that became a public confirmation. There is no mistake in what just arrived. There is no confusion in what just appeared. It's not an error. It's a move of God, made visible through the tools of this realm. And the timing? Flawless. Look at how the process unfolded. Not rushed, not premature, but right on time. There was a perfect rhythm to this unfolding, like a key turning in the exact lock it was shaped for. The delay didn't mean denial. It meant precision. Because this had to come when your spirit was ready to receive. When your atmosphere was prepared to carry it. When your character was rooted enough to protect it. Chosen one. God doesn't just want to give. You're not just meant to receive. You're meant to carry. You're meant to house the blessing in a way that multiplies. And now that you've proven yourself through the hidden stages of development, the vault has opened. You passed the test that nobody else saw. And that is why what's been directed to you is so massive, so unusual, so undeniably yours. You've seen others get ahead. You've watched others celebrate. And maybe for a while you wondered if your time would ever come. But now you see, it wasn't about watching them win. It was about being prepared for when your win would be 10 times greater. Your journey has been longer because your reward is larger. Your assignment has been heavier because your capacity is greater. And now, what was reserved for you has broken through. This moment is sacred. And even though it's wrapped in something that looks natural, a bank alert, a message, a system update, it is deeply spiritual. It is holy. It is divine. You don't need to perform for it. You don't need to explain it. It's already coded in your design. The favor didn't visit you, it recognized you. And the victory didn't just appear, it belonged to you. That's why God let the process be quiet. That's why He didn't let everyone in. That's why He kept some parts hidden. Because what He was preparing couldn't be touched by jealousy, corrupted by doubt, or interrupted by confusion. It had to be pure. It had to be precise. It had to arrive unshaken, untouched, and undeniable. This was your silent build-up to a loud reward. You don't owe anyone an explanation for how this blessing found you. You don't have to prove why it came to your door. You don't have to justify the size of it, the speed of it, or the scale of it. God already validated you. That's why the system obeyed. The direction came from the top, far above the boardrooms and beyond the policies. You may not have seen the chain reaction, but it happened. A door opened, then another, then another. Access codes aligned. Walls fell. Spiritual approvals turned into natural responses. And in the end, the message came. With your name, with your identity, with your reward. Feel the shift that's happening even now. There's something new in the air. Your energy has shifted. Your field has expanded. And the people, opportunities, and resources that belong to your next season are on their way. Not because you chased them, but because you magnetized them. Chosen one, the energy of wealth has been drawn to you. The evidence of abundance is circling your life. The signs of divine increase are no longer distant. They are present. The movement of provision is no longer future. It's current. And your name has been broadcast through the corridors of favor. Even now, while you're watching this, there's more in motion than you can comprehend. What arrived was only the first wave. What you've seen is only the beginning. The full release is still unfolding. This message is only the early echo of a much louder celebration. You haven't even seen the full scale of what God has just released in your life. That's why it had to be announced this way, through a system that people trust, through a channel that holds value in the eyes of the world, so that when it happened, no one could question the legitimacy of the win. When the bank directed this to you, it became clear. The kingdom of heaven has marked you for wealth, breakthrough, and recognition. Chosen one, this win carries more than money. It carries evidence. Evidence that you are in divine alignment. Evidence that heaven has spoken on your behalf. Evidence that God has finished something in secret and now decided it's time to reveal it in public. And the system? It couldn't resist the shift in your spiritual frequency. It had to respond. Because what you carry is no longer hidden. What you represent can no longer be overlooked. This is the weight of divine favor. It speaks without a sound. It moves without permission. It opens doors that others tried to lock. And when God's timing collides with your preparation, the outcome is inevitable. Something gets sent directly to you. Something massive. Something defining. And chosen one, you just received it. When the message came, it didn't knock. It entered with authority. Because authority is what you carry now. Not forced, not faked, not borrowed, but real, pure, divine authority. The kind that causes systems to recalculate. The kind that makes banks respond before questions are asked. The kind that marks you as different. You've walked in silence, but your presence has been loud in the spiritual realm. You've walked through lack, but wealth has always recognized your name. And now the switch has flipped. The vault has turned. The energy has shifted. What was once delayed is now directed. Not in a general way, but to you. You're not receiving what was left over. You're receiving what was always yours. Don't underestimate how big this is. This isn't a one-time drop. It's a divine beginning. What's being released is connected to your identity, not your effort. You didn't earn this by performing. You aligned with it by becoming. That's why it couldn't show up earlier. That's why nothing worked when you tried to make it happen on your own. Because what's flowing now was only meant to be released when you fully stepped into who you are. And now you have. There's no more begging, no more doubting, no more shrinking. You've stepped into the reality where your energy does the attracting, where your obedience does the speaking, where your alignment does the working, and where God does the proving. And He's proving it right now, loudly, powerfully, without apology. This delivery to your life is just the outer sign of something far deeper, something that's been building for years. You didn't skip steps. You didn't cheat the process. You endured, and now the process is rewarding you. God is rewarding you. The proof is in the message you received. The confirmation is in the direction that pointed straight at you. The truth is, this isn't even about money. This is about recognition. It's about confirmation. It's about God saying, I see you. I never forgot you. I always had this moment prepared for you. And now that moment is here. The blessing has arrived. The seal has been broken. The proof is in your hand. You're in a new reality now. One where you don't chase answers. You attract solutions. One where you don't beg for visibility. You walk in visibility. One where you don't question if you're chosen. You know it deep in your bones. You've entered the space where favor follows you, where open doors meet you, and where heaven backs everything connected to you. So walk like it. You're not stepping into this with fear. You're stepping into it with certainty. You're not waiting for another sign. You already received the sign. The message was clear. The direction was precise. The moment was divinely orchestrated. And all of it pointed to one truth. You won. You are the one. You are the recipient. You are the chosen. This delivery is a divine signature, a celestial autograph that says, approved. It's not up for debate. It's not pending. It's not being reviewed. It's been released. It's been directed. It's been declared. And every force that once stood in the way has been removed by the hand of God Himself. You are now living in the moment others only dreamed of. You are walking into realities that once felt far away. But now they are present. Now they are tangible. Now they are yours. And it all began with a direction, a sacred instruction carried through a system that wasn't even aware it was being used for something divine.